Hey, this is Robert. Just want to talk about, I had a problem with my fuel pump, I believe, or at least the fuel filter, or both. I don't know. What happens is that I was driving and the car would stall and I would lose power for a second. Then later on, I basically lost all power and I couldn't start the car, and I had to crank it a good 10, 12, 15 times to get it going, and then I'd drive and it would stall. So it was pretty irritating and frustrating at the same time. So what I did, I looked up, a couple things about symptoms. This is an external fuel pump on my E30, 86 and 87. I don't know, or is it 85? I don't know. To 87 or is it 88? They actually have two fuel pumps. One inline, if you look at the rear tire, it's over here, and one inside the fuel tank. So the later models had only one in the fuel tank, but these earlier models had two fuel pumps, and there's one right here. And this one is always noisy. I always hear a lot of whine and stuff. So when I looked up the symptoms, they said the whining noise is one of the symptoms of it. It cost me $70 through Amazon. It wasn't a Bosch brand, it was some other brand. I'll put a link up for that. I'll talk about that. The fuel filter, I did get a Bosch. You see the numbers right there. I'll link it as well. I got it both through Amazon just to get it over with Prime. What was good is that I didn't realize these things, that the positive and negative here are actually different, or different thicknesses or different gauges. So when you unhook everything, as far as your connections, they're not gonna, you can't mix them up, which is great, because you don't want to, get the wrong polarity on something like this, since this is, literally with gas, with fuel. So I went ahead and noticed that, which is great. Also, these filters, there's a lot of gas coming out. You do have to pay attention to the direction of how they're hooked up. You can see a bunch of gas going, and it was towards the front because that's where it's going, towards the engine. So it's kind of logical. But if you miss it, just look at the picture, look at the arrow, so that way you won't get it wrong. Or take pictures before you take anything apart, and definitely have some kind of bucket or something to, when you release the lines, to catch your gas. What I also did is that up in the engine bay, it was I think fuse number 12. So I ran the car, unplugged fuse number 12, so it would suck out some more gas, reduce the gas pressure. So if you have to ever do this car, I kind of bolted everything. I couldn't do it in the meanwhile, in between, because my hands were full of gas. So I actually just buttoned everything up. But basically, there's your fuel filter right there. I read somewhere you're supposed to be changing it every 10,000 miles. Seems like a lot, but hey, it's right there. It's not that bad. So what I did is you have to remove this to get to the clamps, twist clamps. I forgot what they call them. Clamps. Anyways, these clamps, and then these clamps are actually hooked onto a bracket. There's a bracket here that you got to take out with 10mm, and then you have two brackets way up there. I don't know if I could turn it. That's actually holding the fuel pump. So then you would drop that so you could get to the fuel pump electrical connections. I'm pointing at one of them right there, and you just need I think this is 8mm, if I remember. It was really, or actually smaller, 6mm maybe. It's a really small nut socket instead of using the flathead. But anyways, you take this off, you get this out the way, you drop the fuel pump with the three brackets, you unhook the two polarity things, positive and negative that are here, and then you take out the two hoses. Just slowly take your time to get them out, and then you just work backwards. I just splashed gas on me. You work backwards to put things back together, and then it takes a little bit to kind of prime the tank, but I'm hoping that this will take care of my stall issues, because like I said, it's frustrating to have this done. Cost wise, the pump was $70. The fuel filter was $10 if I remember right. Again, I'll send you links on the summary description, and you can take a look at that. And thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.